It was a fascinating show as an audience member, but what did it feel like for you being in there?
Honestly, and it's so funny because when we went on the show when we went on the show and we were casted, it was a blind casting. We didn't know what show we were gonna go on. We didn't know the premise. I didn't know anything except for the fact that there was gonna be an opportunity to win money. So I was like, "Oh, y'all just said my favorite word. I'm with it." So when we got on the cliff, Brooke says, "Congratulations, you're all winners." And I was like, "How am I a winner? I just got here." And she said, "Look, you're gonna win the opportunity to win a life-changing amount of money. All you have to do is trust each other." Now, for me, telling me to trust strangers with a life-changing amount of money, strangers that I just met this very second, it's a very difficult ask only because for me, my trust is not just given. Like when you meet me, it's given. My trust is earned. So yeah, I was a player and a lot of people had a lot of things to say about that, but I still feel like I was like nice, you know?
The way you carry yourself, it's you're so much younger than me, and I'm watching it going, "I wanna be her when I grow up."
I love
It's
that.
it's so impressive, but also a very different show. So what's the strategy going into Perfect Match?
Well, with Perfect Match, honestly, I was like, it's a show about love. Like there was no strategy. So with the trust, it's a show about money. All right. There's a winner and there's a loser. So, and again, she never gave a loser. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to win by any means necessary. But with Perfect Match, it's not, I mean, yes, there's a competition element to it, but like, let's be for real. The grand prize is a trip. Like it's not,
Yeah,
it's a trip.
the same.
So real life, the prize is love or love, So I went in there trying to be essentially having like the complete opposite of the strategy that I had in the trust. In the trust, I was very walls up. I was very like, hey, I'm not going to be vulnerable if I don't have to be. I'm going to think with my brain. I'm going to lead with my mind and like analyze, analyze, analyze. That's how I was on the trust. Whereas perfect match, I recognize that like, girl, if you genuinely want a shot at finding love, you can't walk in there with your walls completely up. You have to,
Mhm.
be a little bit more vulnerable. You have to be willing to let people in, be a little bit more trusting. So I went into Perfect Match like, all right, I'm just going to show up authentically as myself. I am going to trust more. I don't want to be as like guarded as I was on the trust. I want to be a lot more open and hopefully, hoping and praying, like that will lead to the best. Like there's going to be a guy in there who sees me for who I am, who likes me for who I am, and great things will happen. And we saw a child that I was fighting for my life.
Listen,
And here's my issue, especially with the men of Perfect Match. A lot of, and then this was a running joke amongst the women, and something I would say all the time in the house. A lot of them use the term, "Oh, I'm trying to find my perfect match. I still have to find my perfect match," as kind of like a pseudonym for, I just want to be a player. I just want to be a fuck boy. I just want to see if I can get better than the one that I have now. They weren't
yes.
genuinely searching for a connection because if you're searching for a connection, you look at somebody, you connect with somebody, and you give yourself an opportunity to explore. At a certain point in time, you're like, look, I like this person. This person may possibly be my person, or at least my person in this house. I'm going to lock down and I'm going to explore this specific connection, this one. But a lot
Yes.
of them they weren't leading with their brain or their hearts. They were leading with this stupid little idiot that they have between their pants. And they were just like, oh, hot girl, hot girl, hot girl, hot girl. So it was so, and it's crazy because when you watch the show, you can see the dichotomy between how the women approach this whole dating show and then how the men approach this whole dating show. The women were really genuinely leading with love. Like, I want to find an emotional connection. Whereas the men, it was like, this is summer break. Who's gonna knock their tits out? Like